Hey guys, welcome back to Inside Tennis Tour Stroke Series. My name is Rick Oldroyd. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about the backhand slice, and we're going to show you some different types of slices today. There's a lot of different ways to hit the slice. We're not advocating that one is better than another one per se. You kind of have to find what works best for you. There are some players that really, like Federer, come down and come across and down and across. There are some players who will actually go, from here and go out and finish on the right side a little bit more. And then there are also some players like Stan Wawrinka. If you've ever watched him, he comes in, he's got a really nice slice. He comes in, he makes contact, and he really finishes with his racket, up here and much higher. All of them can be very, very effective. And we're not certainly going to advocate that one's better than another. It kind of depends on the type of shot that you're trying to hit. So today we'll kind of illustrate some of the different types of slices and show you how to hit those, use some demos as well. The temperature is still very cold here. It's about 42 degrees Fahrenheit. Not sure what that translates to in terms of Celsius, but it's very, very cold. So the ball's not going to bounce very well, but hopefully you can get an idea of the swing path, if nothing more. So a couple of things on the slice, and this is something that I see at the recreational and club levels too often. It's talked about, and I'm going to actually hit the ball like I'm going this way so that you can see the angle of the racket. But in a good slice, obviously we want to have a good shoulder turn. But too often what I hear is people are telling people to come down in the ball like this and then just kind of go out through the ball and essentially finish out in front of your body. Now, if you watch the best players in the world, you're going to see very, very clearly that they never finish out here in front of their body. It's always on the right side, whether they hit down like Federer does, whether they come from here and go through here and finish over here. It's always on the right side of the body, and that is a very, very important thing to remember. So on the backhand slice, we're going to show you a couple of different ways. First of all, we'll kind of do the Stan Wawrinka way, where we're going to allow the racket to travel through longer. Federer has a tendency to actually stop his racket and really knife the ball, which I really like. So let's do a couple of examples of the Stan Wawrinka slice. And you can see, pretty easy to hit that and pretty easy to hit it pretty offensively. Okay? And again, we're not trying to hit the ball hard with this example at all. We're just, obviously showing the racket path. Now, the other way that you can hit a slice is you can come into the ball, and I'll show you from the camera angle here. So I can come into the ball like this, and as I come into the ball, and I'm just going to go through and finish over here, okay? Wawrinka finishes high, Federer finishes low. We're going to show you that example too, but Federer does more of this kind of a thing down here, okay? So let's go ahead and show you the one where we're finishing through. And notice the ball's going to fly on me a little bit more. I got to get my racket a little bit, right there. Got to get my racket a little bit more. There we go. So again, that's a pretty effective slice. We're not trying to hit, again, the ball really, really hard, but you get an idea of what the swing path looks like. All right. Now, for the Federer example, that is going to be a very different swing. And I really like what he does. I think he's got the greatest slice, in the world. A couple of things that you need to notice about Federer. First of all, he takes his racket back, like this in the beginning. But as the ball's coming off the ground, you're going to see his racket travel back as a product of the momentum of the swing. And it travels back, and then he comes down and he finishes across like this, or sometimes he'll really stop the racket. Again, this is a knifing shot. It stays very low, very difficult for the opponent to handle, and it's got some pretty good pace on it as well. Let's see if we can demonstrate a couple of those. You can see there's a lot more power on that, and that ball is right in the corner, which is what we want. And again, I can add more power just by simply more racket acceleration and so forth, and releasing, you know, down through the ball. But let's go ahead and try a couple more of those. That was a good one there. Again, even as low as that is, and if I stop it, you can see very, very clearly that that is a very, very effective shot. All right, guys, hopefully that's helpful for you. Go out and try it next time. Once again, in review, 3 different types of slice backhands. Go ahead and try some different ones, see what you like the best. I personally really like the FEDERER slice. I think it's the greatest slice in the world. But let's go back through the 3 types of slices. Number 1, you can go ahead and take the ball, or your normal backswing, right? As you come into the ball, there's the first type of slice where I'm coming in, I make contact here, and I'm gonna go through, and I'm gonna finish over here on the right side of my body, okay? A lot of players use that one. Then there's an example like what WAWRINKA does, which I really like, where he allows his racket to release a little bit more through the follow through, okay? It doesn't stop it as much as, say, FEDERER would do. All right, so same thing. He's got a really nice, good shoulder turn, but what he does is he comes in and he really allows that racket to release like this, okay? He comes down into the ball and he just allows that racket to release like this. He comes down and across the ball, okay? So that's the second type of slice. The third, which is my favorite, is FEDERER. And the FEDERER slice, in my opinion, greatest slice in the world, best slice in the world, stays really, really low. He can put a lot of pace on it, lots of different variety, but the key to his is twofold. Number 1, when he gets ready to take the racket back, he's going to take it back like this unit turn, but then as the ball's coming off the ground, you will see that he actually releases it back as a product of the momentum of the swing, and he really stops his racket. He comes down and stops his racket like this, okay, as we demonstrated a few minutes ago. So I'm here, I've got my unit turn. As I step into the ball, I'm timing the ball coming off the ground. I'm coming in and boom, I'm going to stop that racket just like that, okay? Okay guys, hopefully that's going to be helpful for you. Go out and try those different types of slices and kind of experiment a little bit, see which one you like the best. And again, the key thing on the slice is you want to make sure that the ball stays low. If it floats too much, unless it's deep, that's going to get you into some trouble. So we want that ball to knife and come off the ground really, really low. So go out and try it. Guys, appreciate the time. If you like the video, please click the link below, subscribe to the channel, share the video, check out the website at insighttennis.com. As always, guys, greatly appreciate your time. We'll see you next time out on the court.